Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look here at some Ultra League battles that got sent to me, which actually features, of course, a Galarian bird here with the Zapdos, which would be the thing that most people would want to highlight here. But honestly, other than this close comment completely annihilating the opponent, they're very nice. I'm way more interested in the Sandslash here. The Shadow Alolan Sandslash, I heard so much good stuff on Twitter about this. I saw like people climbing up the leaderboards with it last season already. There are a lot of people using this Pokemon right now, and I kind of really want to take a look at this one as well, because I don't think I have one build yet. I have a normal one build, which doesn't have really optimal stats. For the IVs here, I sadly cannot put them in here because they didn't send it to me, and if you want to submit your battles, of course there is the link in the description, but this is a one-way ticket, so I will not be able to ask you any questions about this then. So whatever you send in, I can only tag with that. But yeah, I didn't build my one yet. I would have a very good one that I could build as a Shadow version for the Ultra League. But let's see if this is actually worth it. We're going to encounter here a very awkward matchup. We're going to see the Pidgeot against you now, which still has 2 shields. Plus it will be able to basically get some great stuff there with their shields. Like they're going to shield just the moves up. They're going to be able to debuff your attack with the Feather Dance. And you're going to be able to at least get 1 shield here. Feels like they might want to go for the Brave Bird here, and they do go for the Brave Bird here. They can still get to another move, but not before you can go for your own charge move, which will allow you now to take the move. You're going to swap out, and you had one close combat store. I didn't even realize that one, and you're going to be able to knock out the Pidgeot. Great play by you here, as you can counter down the opponent's Deoxys defense as well. Amazing one there. Shiny Regirock against you, can coming here, the Cresselia. This Pokemon will not appreciate this Sandslash here. All moves that Cresselia learns are resisted by Sandslash. There's not a single move that it learns which is not resisted by Sandslash, as you will be able to go ahead and go for some super effective damage with your fast moves and still some neutral damage here with your charge moves. But of course, Cresselia has way more bulk than you have. Cresselia is, I think, even one of the bulkiest, if not the bulkiest Pokemon in this meta right now. But you still will be able to overform a lot. I think that was a CMP type, so a very good one there in terms of counting the fast moves of the opponent. Very nice. And you will be able to still hit a Bulldoze against the opponent's Regirock, as it tries to most likely farm you down there, which I don't know if it can do that. You still get to a charge move for sure. And that's exactly why the opponent going to throw here as well. Very nice for you, Stone Edge coming through here. You will be able to go ahead and go into your Zapdos, as this will still take 1 charge move here. You're still going to shield, it's fine though. It would have been able to take 1, and you can go straight for the Brave Bird. If they're going to let this move go through, that would be amazing for you, but sadly they're going to shield this move up, but it should be still fine. You can take 1 Seed Bomb easily here with your Walrein, and you will be able to just go for 2 Icicle Spear here, which should put them into range where you can knock them out with the fast moves alone. Don't think it knocks them out straight away here, but it should knock them out with like 1 or 2 more Powder Snows. They're going to shield this move up anyway, and now you might have them into range where this move actually knocks them out already. Let's take a look at this one. It just barely doesn't, but yeah, as you can see here, you can just farm them down. And the opponent going to forfeit here. Taking a look again at a horrible matchup here in the lead, we see the Say-Swap of Walrein. I really enjoy Walrein Say-Swap in the Ultra League. Honestly, one of the coolest Pokemon to use for that one. Just Walrein as a Say-Swap just has coverage for basically everything. Even against this Jellicent, which is usually a horrible matchup for you. You're still going to be able to go for the Earthquake, as the opponent also shielded that one up there before. You're still going to be able to do some decent damage here. And a lot of people are not really prepared for the Sandslash, so maybe you want to let this move go through here anywhere from the opponent and just rely on your Sandslash, because you're going to have a tough time here with your lead. Do you go back into your Zapdos? No, you're going to go into your Sandslash, just farming up the energy, shielding this move up and just farming them all the way down. This is the way to go here. I think that is the correct play as well, as you're going to be able to get a ton of energy. And now we see a Drapion, I think, coming in here, which has access to the move Poison Sting, which would do not a lot of damage, but generates a ton of energy here. Getting it to Crunch, which does around like half of your health here, most likely. Not quite, but now with the defense drop, this is going to be a really awkward matchup for you. You will be able to go for another Ice Punch, and you actually knock them out. They're going to let this move go through for whatever reason. This is most likely Feather Dance. You're going to predict that as well. They're going to go for it. I think that was a really smart as a call, as you will be able to go for another charge move now. You can swap out now, and you do swap out now. And as the opponent is like, they have to go for a charge move here. You're going to be able to just no shield this actually. They're going to go for the Feather Dance. Smart move by you now. And you can go for another charge move, putting them now into range where you can go for 1 more Ice Punch. This should be enough to knock out the opponent. Can you still get there even? Do they have 2 moves stored? They could have 2 Feather Dance stored here right now. Let's see. Do they have 1 stored? They do not, and you will be able to hit this Ice Punch here, going to knock out the opponent, and Sandslash is just going through here. Alolan Sandslash, especially the Shadow version, seems to be so good for the current meta. Horrible lead here, completely horrible lead. There's not a lot that you can do about this Pokemon here. You have a double weakness against electric type Pokemon with your lead and with your Save Swap as well. But they're going to overfarm a lot there, trying to maybe go for a Focus Blast. Maybe they're running Brutal Swing, which you have to run just because of Trevenant alone already. And the Focus Blast maybe. So let's see, do they go for Brutal Swing? They're gonna go for Thunder Punch. Never mind, they're running the Thunder Punch, which will allow them to farm you down. You still got a shield advantage, which is nice, but you're going to go ahead and go into your Sandslash most likely, as they go into a Wall Rain, which is okay for you. You can resist both Icicle Spear as well as the fast move, but still, they're going to do a ton of damage now with one potential Earthquake coming in here. You kind of have to respect it, not gonna lie. It's going to be an Icicle Spear. And maybe you want to catch the move here actually, which you're gonna do here as well. Very nice counting there. And this will be an Earthquake, which is such a good play by you. Sadly, they're still going to get to another fast move, a charge move here, which you're going to let the move go through as well. It's most likely going to knock you out. It just barely doesn't, allowing you to even get to another close combat here, right? Oh, it just barely does not do enough damage there. And we're going to see an Obama Snow coming in, a normal version, not Shadow. Not doing too much damage here, especially as all the moves that this Pokemon can learn are going to be resisted against you. Weather Ball going to be resisted, but Energy Ball as well. Going to still do some decent damage as the Ampharos is coming in. You kind of have to shield the moves up here as well now. Thunder Punch coming through, but they still have another move stored. This is not ideal for you. You kind of have to try to farm them all the way down, but I think there's no way for you to do this. And sadly, at this point of time, you try to undercharge. You're actually going to shield this move up. You could have went for one more fast move there. This was kind of a misplay. You definitely should have tried to go for one more fast move. And okay, at the end of the day, I don't think it really mattered too much here. You will be able to go for one more Ice Punch. It does not knock out the opponent. This was a very close one. Good game there. Next opponent, we see the Pidgeot in the lead again. You can go ahead and swap out immediately into your Ice-type Walrein as you get out the counter user with the Obstagoon here. Obstagoon is actually not the worst play for you, as you're going to be able to go for some Icicle Spear here, and you're still going to hurt them a lot. You're going to see already you're at half health of your HP, but you're still going to be able to get to another charge move here, and you kind of threaten them for a shield as well as you can not go for a charge move. Think an Earthquake would have been enough. Don't know for sure. Don't think that was the play. But at least you're going to be able to go for one close combat here, right? Hey. Still, I think if you went for the Earthquake there, it would have been maybe a little bit better. But you're still at least going to be able to align your Pokemon a little bit better. As they're going to go ahead and go into a Swamp, but I wonder if you can just put them into a range for two fast moves, charge moves here. I think you actually can get them there. Just going for the Shadow Claw damage here. And you're of course going to shield up everything a Swampert going to throw at you. But I think you put them into a range where you can farm down after this one. If you give up 2 shields here, I don't really care too much either about this. This should be pretty fine because you don't really need the shields against the opponent's Pidgeot. And as they're going to let this move go through, you can farm them all the way down. Pidgeot going to go for a charge move. He actually seems to be winning its CMP against you. Brave Bird coming through. That's a risky play by the opponent. I think he's still going to get to another charge move here, right? They're going to let this move go through as well for whatever reason. Guess they already thought this game was over, but don't know. Weird one in general there. As you're going to see the Swampert against you, which can go ahead and go for one Hydro Cannon. Could have overfarmed a little bit more there, I guess, but like at this point of time, they can just go ahead and go for one close combat, force a shield from the opponent. It feels like you're going to be able to win this in 2 shields, but you're actually going to swap into the Walrein, shielding up the potential Earthquake. It's going to be the Earthquake, which is a very good shield, wasting a ton of energy of the opponent. We see a Stunfest coming in here. This is really fine for you as the Earthquake going to come through, going to do a ton of damage. Like connecting this one was so important for this matchup, as you're going to take 2 Rock Slides still from this range here. You don't die to the next one either. This will force a shield, but at least, I mean, you're still going to not knock them out here, but you're still going to be able to put them into farm down range, which is something that's really important for you, as you can go ahead and go even for the snipe with the Zapdos. Yeah, Trevenant coming back in, you can get this final shield by the opponent. With going for the Brave Bird, I think they went for a charge move here as well, which they did, allowing you to completely waste the opponent's energy, letting this move go, and now it's Sandslash time. There's nothing they can do about your Sandslash anymore. You can even shield this move up here, like it doesn't matter, it's going to be a Seed Bomb, it's totally fine. We see the Swampert coming back in here. We can also see the Swampert coming back out of here as this Ice Punch going to knock them out straight away. And also, speaking of knocking out something straight away, goodbye to this Trevenant. This definitely cannot take one Ice Punch from the Alolan Sandslash, as we see the opponent here having a Drapion against you. Drapion, again, very decent Pokemon in the lead. Actually, interesting, what kind of Pokemon you face here. Last time I played Ultra League, which is only a few days ago, I definitely didn't face teams like this. Like, they were all kind of the mainstream meta teams like Pidgeot, Double Fighter or stuff like this. So yeah, here we're going to see this Crafty against you. We will be able to go ahead and go for one what's Weather Ball I want to say, Icicle Spear. It was a Weather Ball clone before, I think, but nowadays it's not. Nowadays it's even worse than the Surf. Which, still, I actually don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the Icicle Spear nerf. I think it's good that Warring isn't as common anymore, but I feel like still not the happiest with the current Great League meta, at least, where Warring definitely helped out, like doing something, for example, against both the Noctowl as well as the Lantern, because you're going to have access to the move Earthquake against the Lantern. Was a cool Pokemon for that. Here we're going to see now the matchup against the Drapion. Still going to be a tough one for you maybe to win. You're going to see the Crunch coming through. You're going to no-shit the first one, which does make a lot of sense. You know already that this next charge move wouldn't have knocked you out wouldn't have knocked out the opponent anyway, so you're going to overfarm from the beginning. Gonna go for the ground move here. I don't know if this was the smartest decision. Still going to knock them out, but never mind. We're going to see another Trevenant in the back. It's a Trevenant town here in the Ultra League here, as you will be able to go ahead and go for another one. Does this even knock them out? I don't think it does though. Like, does it do enough damage? It does not. Can you farm them down? You can farm them down. You just have to shield once. And this next fast move going to do enough damage to knock out the opponent. Saying good games to them. A very nice play there. Amazing lead for you. Obstagoon is really what you want to face in the lead. And we see a Giratina coming in. This thing has nothing to do against you. Should went into your Sandslash for sure, I think, because Sandslash would have had the option as well to resist the fast move here, as well as resisting Dragon Claw potentially as well. So, would have been mostly the better play. They have Ancient Power anyway, but it doesn't really matter too much, as you can go ahead, go for another Icicle Spear. This thing going to go down there from that one easily, as you can go ahead and go for some more charge moves against the opponent here. Let's see what's coming in. The Obstagoon, of course. Might have been even able to get to the Earthquake, not sure about that one. Would have done more damage. Don't think you would have been able to. No, I don't think you would have been able to. But this is going to be a hard war matchup for the opponent. They can already forfeit. Like, I don't know why they're still playing this one out. There's literally nothing they can do here. Unless maybe if they shield you, if you bait you twice, they still might be able to. They're gonna go for the first seed bump here. Do they go for another seed bump here? We will find out shortly. They are going for it, so it's going to be an interesting one, but I think you're still going to be okay here. You both have the same fast move, but you're going to have the cheaper charge move to go for. Let's see what it is going to be. I think it's going to be a seed bump, and the opponent swaps into the Obstagoon, trying to knock out your opponent. They literally try to win this game by any option there, but like, you're going to be able to just farm them down, and this Zapdos is going to go for one Brave pretty easily against the opponent, and no, sadly they don't even show it to us. They're just going to forfeit. Next opponent, we're going to see the Jellicent against you. Again, Jellicent is a horrible Pokemon to deal with for this team, as you're going to have to go for one Earthquake here with your Warrain. This Warrain would have done a lot of damage, around half of the opponent's health, but they decide to shield this move up, and they decide to bait with Surf, which did not work out whatsoever. You can shield up the next move, and they're completely energetic right now after this one, and you're going to have a way better matchup now, because they went for the Surf bait, which just literally doesn't do damage to you, which is so good. We see the Earthquake going to get shielded by the opponent, and they seem to be weak against Ice-type Pokemon then in the back. Because why the hell are you staying in here if you were not weak against Ice-type Pokemon? We will see here the Earthquake coming through. They don't have shields anymore, so it's going to be an easy hit, as they can farm you all the way down there, which is going to be a little bit tricky. You have to go into your Sandslash, of course. This is the only Pokemon that can farm down the opponent at this range, as we see the Shadow Ball going to get shielded. And we see a Talonflame coming in. This is tricky. Ooh, this is going to be very tricky. You're going to go ahead and try to catch the move here, I feel like. You're actually going to go ahead and, like, just don't catch anything and try to go for your... Yeah, okay, you're going to forfeit there. I guess it's fine. I think if you caught the move on your Zapdos, you still might have had a chance there. Even though the chance would have been very slim anyway, so, like, it's all good here. We're going to see another awkward matchup, actually, in the lead here with the... what's called the Swampert, which is going to have some issues here. Really wish I would get like also a Galarian Bird. I was really never able to catch one of them. I got like a lot of them like on the through the instance, but never was able to catch them. But like this Galarian Bird, especially Zapdos, looks so much fun. I would also take a Moltres. Moltres looks also like so much fun. They're all really cool Pokemon. Maybe they come into research or raids or whatever eventually, but Right now they're only available through the daily instance, which I'm also not really the best player to use that one. But yeah, we're going to steal here the gels and gonna go ahead and knock out your Broguiere most likely, unless they're going to bait you again. But no, they're going to go for one Shadow Ball, as you can go ahead and go into your Sandslash. You have to go for one okay, I think they're just forfeiting at this point of time. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for sending in those battles. Alolan Sandslash, especially the Shadow version, seems to be a very good Pokemon. The opponent just decides to... Actually, I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.